It can be surprising to hear when the Black Lives Matter movement actually happened. In 2013, 3 African American women by the names of Alicia Garza, Patrice Cullors, and Opa Tometi created the Black Lives Matter movement. I bet you're wondering, what exactly is Black Lives Matter? It's a social movement and protest against incidents of police brutality and all racial motivated violence against Black people. It helps build power to bring justice, healing, and freedom to Black people across the globe. You're probably wondering, why exactly did this all happen? It's because of the death of a 17-year-old boy by the name of Trayvon Martin. Others may see the movement as problematic or chaotic, but in fact, the purpose is not to start drama. We are African Americans. We just want quality justice, and we want our voices to be heard. Almost every day I hear stories of other African Americans being shot by police, targeted, discriminated against, and we are tired. The movement is created to change. Now, I'm going to tell you about 5 important people throughout the past 7 years from when the Black Lives Matter movement happened in 2013. First, Trayvon Martin, 17-year-old boy walking in a somewhat fancy neighborhood, and a white man came out of his house by the name of George Zimmerman and just thought he looked suspicious. So he called the police on him, right? I guess the police were taking too long for him, so he decided to go do something himself. He confronted Trayvon. They got into a tussle. He pulled out his gun and fatally shot and killed him. George Zimmerman, he went to court, and he was not sent to jail because he so-called said it was self-defense. Self-defense, Trayvon Martin didn't have a weapon. The next person is Sandra Bland. Now, many of you probably have not heard of her, but in 2015, she was, just driving her car on her way to Texas, and she got pulled over for just a simple ticket. And she got on the phone with her mom just so she could hear everything that's going on in the situation. And she later on was arrested and brought to jail. The next day, they found her hung in her jail cell. And you're probably thinking to yourself, what items could she possibly bring with her in there to hang herself, right? And she was only in there for 1 day, so why would she just kill herself overnight? Yes, it was ruled as a suicide. She was in there for 1 day and she knew nothing was gonna happen. Yeah, okay. Next, we're gonna go a bit into the future, 2020. Many of these stories you most likely have heard of. Now, the first one is Ahmaud Arbery. Just, going out for a daily jog, minding his business. 3 white men in a truck decided to chase him down with guns, fatally shooting and killing him. He died on the street, right there in the street. He was just jogging, getting some exercise. Now, the next person, you're probably wondering, oh, it's probably gonna be, George Floyd or something. No, it's actually Breonna Taylor. She died in March. Many of you probably heard of her story last month or this month. But Breonna Taylor was just in her apartment sleeping soundly, and the police came to her door. They didn't announce themselves or anything. They just bust open the door and start shooting. They allegedly went in there because they so-called heard that she had drugs in her apartment without a warrant or anything. Again, didn't announce themselves. Didn't say, oh, we have a warrant, nothing. Didn't announce themselves. They just went to her apartment, start shooting. Now, last is, you all must know of him, George Floyd. Now, you all seen the video of the police officer, just sitting on his neck with his knee holding him to the ground. Apparently, he had a $20 bill that was so-called counterfeit. And about 5 officers had to come out and arrest him for a $20 bill that wasn't real. And George Floyd didn't have a weapon, nothing, no weapon or anything. And they just decided to hold him down on the ground on his neck for exactly 8 minutes and 46 seconds, killing him right there on the street. And I bet you're all wondering, oh, were all these people charged? No, they were not, sadly. In George Floyd's case, I'm pretty sure 3 out of the 5 officers were charged. Yeah. But it's really sad to hear that all these people died in like wrong ways. No justice was served for them. It's just, you know, another reason for why people stand for Black Lives Matter. And please don't forget, there are many, many more people out there, names that you heard of or haven't heard of, who died wrongly in the hands of police, anything, just died wrongly, and they didn't get the justice that they needed. So please remember those names. And if you like, look up other people who just weren't thought about, you know, didn't get the justice that they needed. And again, what exactly is Black Lives Matter? To sum it all up, it's justice for African Americans. Justice that we need.